Remove these excess pieces there. Now, of course, we will need this. There we go. I'm gonna try this, get it nice and flat there, and get rid of that long ass seam line that's there. The seam line under the peg hole where the beam, where the cannon is, you don't have to worry about. Now remember, I did sand off this area, so I'm just going to actually use this for now to dig in deep, just a little bit. And then just try not to force it, of course. Just gently put it over, and then let the grooves dig in a bit. It should be fine. I wonder if these molds are still being used to this day by Bandai or any other contractor company or anything like that. I know Bandai probably still has the molds. Whether they're reproducing it or making these again, who knows. I know that, I think I remembered a couple of years ago, there was like a set that you can actually buy. It was actually on Hardly Japan's site, where you can get like five of these kits as kind of like a little diorama scene. Again, using the same thing that was in the instructions, where you can use the box and then get these little parts sticking out to hold it up as like a little scene where the ships are flying into space. And they were selling it in sets. I forgot this one little part there I gotta remove. So they must be still, you know, you know, the molds are still out there. See, that's a unique design where it's curved like that. So let's do it this way. There's that little bump in there that's going to annoy me, and so I have to stay like this all this time. You know what, I'll come back to this later on. Let me just clean up. Actually, hold on, before I do that, there's this part. Okay, so you see, that's a bit of a defect right there. During the molding process, that thing bleeds in there. I mean, it's like, you know, it doesn't fill in. So I'm going to do this and flush it out and see and even it out a bit. It's almost gone. I don't want to like completely destroy this part. Yeah, that side is good. Now one would argue, put some glue on it, let it dry, and then sand it down, or take putty and do the same thing. But you know, that's a lot of work just to wait until that thing to you know, to dry, and then let it fill in, and then sand it down. Another thing would be to put a layer of plot plate over it, give it a little detail. That would work. I think that's good enough. And then there's this part. Let me see, because sometimes the mold, like, you know how this is bent, like it has that lift up thing there, so I'm gonna clean that up. So it settles nice and smooth. Let's try it again. Okay, I think that's good enough. It's not the most perfect, but that's fair enough. Okay, we still gotta work on this. We can also do this if we want. But I'm just going to continue with this. Oops. Maybe I should finish sanding it first before I was gluing on. I'm a little bit desperate. Alright, I think we're okay with everything else. Let's get some of the weaponry on this. Actually, I didn't clean it up, so let's clean that up right now. You know, out of all these little ships, one of my favorites, which I wish I had, was, of course, the Earth Defense Force battleship. But there was another ship that's actually very popular to me, which was the antimatter missile ship. Well, it was called the antimatter missile ship. I don't know what was the actual Japanese translation of the original. But it was like bristling with weapons, missiles, you could say, and rockets, to the point where there was even a two big missiles in front of it. And I just so happened, and it's right in front of, it's actually, I found it recently when I was building it, the new one, the 21 and 2202 series. I have the other kit that I made, which I actually painted it, but it was not the best paint job. It didn't come out the way I wanted. Here's the 2202 version, which is, I just did what I could with it, but it's not the best job of work. Not the best work I've done in a long time. I don't know where the actual base is, but it is nice and strong. I'm gonna weather it. The paint job is really bad. And if I can get my hands on the original one, that would be nice. But I can't seem to find it. That's one of those rare kits that you can't find. And speaking of rare, many people keep asking me, does these kits have any type of value, monetary value? Unless they are not making it and it's over, I would say, more than 50 years-ish. I'm kind of like guessing myself. I don't know, to tell you the truth. They have a sentimental value, yes. There are those who are, I mean, there are a lot of people who really like this series and will go crazy over it to get their hands on these things. But I don't think it's like you can put it on eBay and fetch like $1,000 or something like that. I think the ones that are probably out there in you know, the more expensive ones are the ones that they don't make anymore, or it's hard to find, and I don't know, it's the same thing, you know. For whatever reason, these kits seem to pop up out of nowhere, and you know, it's like, oh, they're still out there, because they made billions of these little guys. I wonder if there are more of these than there are the 2199 and 2202 series. I gotta see if this thing is actually everything. Yeah. Another series that, even though I'm not into, but they made a lot of the Mecha Collide versions of this, were the Ultraman model kits. You know, the motorcycles, the ships, the cars, the planes, all that stuff that was from the series. I'm not seeing that many people going head over heels for that, and that's pretty sad. Why is you guys not getting those? I may end up getting one just to give some love to the modeling community, saying, hey, you know what, you should try these model kits. I don't see nothing here. Alright, that's there. We'll put that through there. I should have actually glued that one there first, but here we go. This one goes here because of the angle of the gun. Like that. Alright. We're almost done here. We might as well finish it up. You know, I don't know the lore of these ships or any detail on it. I don't actually remember. Was the wave motion technology put onto these ships to fire the wave motion gun in a smaller caliber, you could say? Inquiring minds will like to know. Alright. That reminds me, I also have another model ship that's from, not a Mecha Collide, but that, I remember the small little mini kits from back in the day, which was the Crusher Joe model kits, and they had some great ship model kits there at small scale. And one of them was the Cordoba, which I have the Hasegawa kit, which I definitely would like to build and put some detail on it. I was originally planning to do the Cordoba for MosquitoCon, but I'll save that for next year. Or this year, depending what mood I am in. Come on, get in there. I think that's it. And then the last thing is these little guys. And I think I'm gonna, hold on. Let me do the other one before I forget. Fix that. There we go. Okay. Oops. Let's make sure it's in the right angle and in the right position. Yeah, I think that's good. Here we go. Come on. There we go. Alright. There you go. Just hopefully let that dry a bit. I'll have to put it in an angle where it will settle in. But yeah. these two ships are done. Alright. Here are all the ships now fully built. And on display. I'm doing it this way, I guess. Or maybe I might put these two guys back together and these two guys back together, depending on how I feel. But we'll see what we can do. Actually, I should have put that one over here and that one over there, and then put that ship on that side. The pegs are not being held in properly, but once I'm done painting it, which I am going to be, that's going to be the next thing I'm going to do. I'm just gluing it on. I'm not fussing around with it. They're going to be glued on and stay on forever and ever. I jury rigged, of course, the battery here to this, so that way you could see the little light turn on. It's actually nice, not bad to figure something out like this. Neat, you know. And yeah, you know, if I could have easily put a light source at the end, just drill a hole all the way, and then do. Yeah, I could probably do one battery. Unfortunately, the base here is probably big enough for that battery but these bases are not big enough, and I would have to probably create another base to, you know, do that. But I'm not doing that, of course. No. Yeah, this is just for fun, and that's going to be that's going to take away from my fun. But I did give you some ideas on what to do. So at this moment in time, I'm going to now carefully wait until everything dries, double check anything that I missed, maybe I have to sand down a few things here and there, and then we're going to move on to the next stuff, which is going to be painting these little kits.